Yeah, that title's probably gonna rustle a few feathers, but y'all are some sick fucks, so I honestly don't care. I'll just say it right here, right now. Olympia from Rivals of Aether is probably the most least interesting character in the game. Now, that doesn't mean that she's bad, but it does mean that she just doesn't follow the same design philosophies that probably every other character follows. So when you compare her in that way to everyone else, you can see why I don't really consider her very interesting. But enough introduction, let's get on with it, shall we? Let me say something to every single one of you. What do you think represents Rivals of Aether? If you had to take one thing that you know that Rivals of Aether has, that no one else has, and have it be their mainstay, what would it be? Some of you will say it's the lack of ledges. Some of you will say the mechanics of hit falling. And some even say just by Rivals of Aether being competitive makes it be its own beast. Me, personally, I think you could take it all away. Take every single one of these away, and you would still have Rivals of Aether. Because no matter what you get rid of, above all else, Rivals still has character designs. And it's with these designs that make up the bedrock to what Rivals is. These designs determine everything. It determines your movement, it determines your options, it even determines your playstyle. This sort of backbone is kind of the main reason why I believe that Olympia's gimmick just doesn't work in this sense. Some of you might believe that that is a little harsh, which I can see why. I mean, once you look at Olympia when it comes to tournaments, I mean, she does combos all the time, so of course it has to be fine, right? No. I think it's the opposite, actually. Let's look at Sylvanos, some of the most mixed bag character in the game in general. Even him, he has his own gimmick, right? And his gimmick is grass and seed. He spreads seed all over the battlefield to extend to more grass. This lays the groundwork for other moves. Side B gets longer with the distance of grass. Up B is more safe when you land on grass after you burrow. Hell, even down B's length increases if there's more grass there. But like with most characters, there are weaknesses. Having no grass makes most of your moves worse. So, as the opponent, getting rid of flowers is a very good strategy and should be put to the forefront when you're dealing with someone like that. This philosophy in design of benefiting or empowering moves but having weaknesses that other people can manipulate, even for Sylvanos, is spread across the whole cast. Except Olympia. Her gimmick is Gem. That gem, when detonated, is a stun. All it is a stun that the opponent goes in a crystal prison for you to combo and KO them. That's it. No, seriously, that's it. Basically, you could sum up her gimmick to just sending a move that covers a good distance, stun someone, and then do a lot of combos. And sure, you can hit Gem, which would quote-unquote be a weakness, but the amount of time it takes to get back isn't stringent at all, so it doesn't really seem like a weakness in the first place. And that's what is bad about it. That's the extent of her. Whereas the ability to combine different moves together for opportunities for counterplay was there. It's like, it's not here for her. Side B doesn't do anything for gem. Up B doesn't do anything when you have the gem. When you have the gem and you do an aerial, nothing happens. There's no synergy that are like every single other Rivals character where your moves are in tandem with each other and you need to express that. The only thing that gem does is be used to combo people. It's not setting up for any of your other specials. It's not something that you primarily use your gameplay for. It honestly just feels like an add-on. Or Kain, when he puts water down, increases his water spout by a lot if he's near it. Zetaburn, when he puts fire on you, extends your knockback if he hits you with a strong attack. And when you put more ice on the field with Edelus, his movement options become better and better so that he can actually juke and have mobility against the opponent. All of this makes her mechanic seem half-baked. Just something that wasn't put too much effort in, which is weird because her old version actually has a little bit of depth to it. Not only do you have to hit someone with gem in order for it to stay there, which means you actually have to be accurate and it's not just a move you lay out for someone, but you actually can perform a momentum boost by expending the gem with side B, which is great. You actually get another decent movement option where you can bait the opponent into doing something. You know, I mean, it's kind of the only thing it has, but at least it's something. At least you expend resources to do something. At least it's not like what we have now. Current Olympia just makes me think about a non-carbonated drink that has added about 7 cups of sugar, and her sugar is just her buttons. Like, don't get me wrong, her having more options to stun the opponent made her a better character. It actually made her one of the best characters in the game until probably she got nerfed. But that's at a cost of her gimmick just seeming like an add-on. She doesn't feel like a Rivals of Aether character. She actually kind of feels like a Super Smash Brothers character. You know, I don't want to shit on Smash, or at least not in this video, but Super Smash Brothers hasn't been known for its design philosophy gameplay. It's not the same thing. So when a character from our game could probably just be transferred over and you probably wouldn't feel that different over there, I think that's a problem. And what's even worse is that I don't really believe that there's any way to change her at this very moment. At least in Rivals 1, because there's already been so much like work on every single other character, and just sort of refreshing her just seems like way too much work at the point that we are now, especially since a lot of people honestly just like her for what she is right now, just a decent character with buttons and she can trap people, even if it's at a cost of not feeling like a Rivals of Aether character, which is very sad. But I digress. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to play her, only because, you know, I like buttons too, but in the back of my mind, I kind of have to just think about the potential, about what she would have been if she actually had a through line for her design philosophy. But until then, I'm just gonna charge smash attacks.